Short, this woman had been said happy birthday to by me that morning. And she, when it came her turn, she said, I was so impressed that you said happy birthday to me online that I'm going to give you all 150 of my payroll contacts. And I want you to go talk to them about your business and what you do and tell them I said to come. So the point is that if you make relationships online and then you take them offline, then it becomes a very powerful combination of online professional networking and offline supplements to that as well. So today we are joined by Patrice, who is the upcoming, or I should say the president, the president-elect, and also it is
Anu Bardwaj.
Anu. I keep wanting to say Una, because I knew Anu now. But Anu, who is currently one of the presidents of the organization. I'm going to have Patrice introduce herself and tell us a little bit about how you got involved with 85 Broads and give us a little bit about the history of 85 Broads. Why such a creative name?
It is a creative name. My name is Patrice, register, and I got involved with 85 Broads because I went to a local event that was given a couple of months ago, and when I met Anu, she actually was the one that introduced me to the organization. It was kind of funny because we were there talking about investment banking and angel networks, capital ventures, and so it was very interesting. And so when I heard her speak, I was just very impressed, and so I said, I got to meet her, you know. And I'm a natural networker, so I'm about, and I go and introduce myself, and she said, well, we'll talk. And the next conversation was, she was telling me about 85 Broads. 85 Broads is a global network of 30,000 women. We're in 9 countries at the moment. And it was founded by Janet Hansen, who was an executive from Goldman Sachs. And Goldman Sachs is located on 85 Broad Street in New York. So it was kind of funny that she came up with that name, 85 Broads. It's like, what a catchy name. And when you say that, people want to know, well, what is that? You know. And it's an organization that's invested in women. Women investing in each other, doing professional developments, and they come from all types of backgrounds. So Anu herself and Kathy Collada, who can't be with us today, but they were the founding presidents of the organization here in Phoenix. So they started the Phoenix chapter, and I'll let her tell a little bit about how she started that chapter here.
Yeah. What prompted you to say, you know, of all the networking group options out there to choose 85 Broads and found that here?
So I have been out of the country for about 10 years now. I've been living abroad.
Okay.
And I was organizing an event in Paris last year around this time.
Amazing.
And I found out that 85 Broads was interested in starting a chapter in Phoenix. They had some activity. And around that time I found out that my family was moving to Arizona. And I knew that I had no friends here and no family, and I needed to meet some exceptional women, and realized that there was a strong enough presence already in Phoenix through 85 Broads, enough to start a chapter. And so I reached out to the headquarters and said I was interested, and there were 7 of us who contacted headquarters and said we are interested in developing a chapter. So we decided to meet last July, or last August when we got here. And everybody was coming into town, some people from Chicago, and some were local, and I was coming in from San Diego at the time, and we decided we were going to form this group. And we met at Stingray Sushi in Biltmore, and had our first meeting, and then said, how are we going to do this? And Kathy Lynn Collada and I said we would step forward and pull this forward. Now, we didn't know what other groups were in town at the time. And it didn't really matter because we knew that we had a global network behind us.
Okay.
And so that's how the seed got planted, and we just moved forward. So it's 9 months old now.
I think I would be safe to say it was a worldwide initiative to
Absolutely,
create
yes.
this local
Yes.
group. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's a lot of fun. So that I could do a little bit of research on my guests, I actually attended their event last night. It was a lot of fun. We made some great contacts. Great businesses that were everywhere from Fortune 500 representatives all the way down to people who had ideas that weren't even created yet, and about little entrepreneurial ideas that are little now but are going to become huge later. So I found it very very fun and refreshing. So if somebody wants to go to one of your events, I think I got an email about an upcoming event. Since this is going to be being recorded and put up on YouTube and will be there for a long, long time, let's keep it a little bit general so that people know how to get in contact with you and learn how to contact you about your events. How does somebody go to your website, contact information, etc.?
So we basically have multi-channels. We've got a Facebook page, 85 Broads Phoenix. We've got LinkedIn. And we've got about 140 women that are already tapped in, and men. There's some men that are tapped in. One thing we want to emphasize is that we are an open group. We are a women's network, but doesn't mean that we exclude men. Guys Who Rock is the male component, as you mentioned earlier. And we've spotlighted a few good men in town, so we're passing their proposals.
Great.
You've got a few good names.
Yeah, a few good men. The ones who rock.
And what we have going on right now is our membership structure. We don't handle it here locally. Membership is handled at the global level. Okay. So somebody has to apply through New York and then they get approved.
Okay, great.
And we have a internet site which is http://www.85broadsphoenix.com. And that gives a list of all of our upcoming events. Some are fee-based. The networking events once a month are free.
Okay, great. And they are open to men and women, so the Guys Who Rock and the 85 Broads meet kind of together, and then it's open to anybody else who wants to come.
Absolutely.
Excellent. They had it at a local restaurant, so it was good food, wonderful experience. And after the meeting, FYI, we did talk to Sylvia, the owner, awesome. And she's going to join us in fundraising and be able to, she's going to put a little fundraising table where we are going to be, it's a great fundraising, non-invasive fundraising idea where it is sports memorabilia that is put in a silent auction on the table. She has her own little nonprofit that she is going to raise funds for, and it's another nonprofit that actually does that. So anyway, you've now helped the world out in another small way.
Yeah, I appreciate that so very much. And I too have started, if I'm okay to do a little plug here for myself. It's not really for myself, but I've started a fund. I'm a recent graduate of the MBA program, and so an idea just kind of popped in my head. Said I want to get back to my community, so I started the P-Register Moving Forward Scholarship Fund, and that is focused on women who are in transition. Perhaps they want to go back to school or do some professional development or start their own business. So I thought it would be a great idea to give those women that assistance along with mentorship.
Absolutely. Great idea. You know, there's a fund that I'm aware of in South America. So they give microloans of like $5, $10, $20 to women to start little businesses in South America. And they have one of the best payback ratios of any lending institutions ever. They pay that money back,
awesome.
And it's and with interest. And you know, it's even if you lend $20 and get back $30. The women are so grateful for it. They pay back that extra $10, and it actually is extremely profitable, and it's helped create some very substantial businesses. So,
well, I'm hoping that this fund would do the same, you know, because I also not just want to give them the financial side, but I also want to give them education, you know, to know what once they receive that money, okay, how do I do this?
Right.
So, you know, that's what I'm hoping to achieve with this.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you.
And of course, I have the partners of the 85 Broads behind me.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for coming and joining us. And again, go to their website, contact them, go to their networking events. We advocate heavily professional networking offline to complement the social media efforts that you do. And again, thank you for tuning in to the Social Universe. And we look forward to tuning in with you again next week at the same time from 2 to 3.
Thank you.
Awesome.